Hi Pisces, welcome. In this episode, we're taking a look at planetary rulership in astrology. First, we'll briefly go over what planetary rulers are and their purpose, and then we'll get into what specific meaning this holds for the zodiac sign Pisces. Planetary rulers impart certain important features to their respective signs. Each planet is associated with an ancient Greek god or goddess, whose powers and attributes are expressed through the zodiac signs they rule. And the planets themselves also possess astrophysical characteristics which relate to their sign's signature traits. Now I'm going to get into what this means for Pisces specifically. So Pisces is traditionally ruled by Jupiter. You may have heard that Neptune rules Pisces, which is a comparatively modern concept. I'm going to talk about both Jupiter and Neptune as Pisces rulers, so you can decide for yourself which you prefer or if you like both. The planet Jupiter holds power over certain specific areas of life. These include abundance, wealth of resources or opportunity, gifts, luck, fortune, providence, blessings, benevolence and helpfulness, good deeds, philanthropy, generosity, good spirits and cheer, acceptance, support, camaraderie, solidarity, belonging, fairness and rule of law, righteousness, protecting and providing, powerful and altruistic leadership, piety, faith, spirituality, pilgrimage, travel for the sake of learning and growing, expansion of one's mind and horizons, education, and the cultivation of genuine wisdom, not just knowledge. Jupiter doesn't just want to know facts and details, it seeks to understand the deeper meaning and the bigger picture. And all of this tells us a lot about the signs Jupiter rules in a symbolic sense, because the essence of Jupiter is woven into the very fabric of who Pisces is. This sign inherited Jupiter's desire to understand and to have wisdom beyond simple, tangible facts. In terms of astrophysical characteristics, Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system. It belongs to a class of celestial bodies called gas giants, formed primarily of hydrogen and helium, which are comparatively lighter components than the terrestrial materials that form Earth. Due to its size and the more ethereal nature of its composition, Jupiter evokes an association with matters of the evolved human spirit, personal growth, and expansion. Because Pisces is unbound to strict terra firma and is capable of connecting with the unconscious realms and the emotional realms, the spiritual realms, the magical realms, they seek a bigger picture, more profound type of wisdom, the eternal complexities and mysteries of the universe, the meaning of it all. Pisces is an intuitive water sign concerned with inner emotional realms, and so Jupiter's expansiveness gets directed within. You've probably heard the cliches about Pisces in mainstream astrology sources that they're dreamy, they get caught up in their imagination. Jupiter is the reason that Pisces has such a vast and unparalleled imagination and capacity for creative vision. Jupiter gives Pisces this incredible wealth of limitless intuition and imagination and emotional intelligence. If you think about creative pursuits like art or music, they allow us to transcend the boundaries of our own single identities and connect with the larger scope of humanity. Millions of different people from all walks of life can listen to a song, for example, and as we are all moved by that same song, and we experience the emotions it evokes, in that moment, we are all one. And it reminds us of the universal nature of the human experience. Those moments of being able to go beyond just ourselves and feel a part of the larger context, that bigger picture. Those moments are absolutely fundamental to who we are. Think about early humans and the progression of how our societies were formed. We eventually figured out how to farm our crops and build cities and get satellites into space. But before we did any of that, we drew paintings on cave walls. We told epic stories. We sang and we danced around fires. Creative expression is something our souls have been called to since the dawn of time, because it nourishes our longing for connection. And Pisces play such a critical role in the world because they have those inherent abilities to dream and create. And it doesn't necessarily have to be overtly artistic. I've known some very creative mechanics with strong Pisces energy, but in one way or another, Pisces will bring their visionary approach to the world, and with their infinite Jupiterian compassion, they will find a way to make it a better place for all of us. Ancient Greek astrologers associated this planet with Zeus, the king of the gods. Jove or Jupiter are his Latin names, which we more commonly use to refer to the planet today. He was sometimes referred to as the cloud gatherer in ancient times. His realm is the sky, and so he's associated with the heavens and with lofty astral planes of existence. This is part of where the cliche comes from that Pisces have their head up in the clouds or they're spacey. They have the loftiness of Jupiter that allows them to reach higher states of consciousness. In mythology, Zeus loves humans, and when someone is down on their luck and asks Zeus for help, he often intervenes to aid whoever is in need. And the same quality exists in Pisces, where they will take pity on those who the rest of society has forsaken and try to show even the most wretched of souls some kindness. One thing that always strikes me about Piscean energy is how compassionate they are. Their capacity for kindness and mercy is saintly. There's nothing harsh about this sign. They're the softest and most gentle souls in the zodiac. They have a healing energy which tends to come out in their creativity, where what they imagine or create becomes a soothing balm for humanity. Because Pisces embodies the compassionate, benevolent, and generous attributes of Jupiter. As mentioned earlier, Jupiter is a gas giant, which means if we flew to Jupiter in a spaceship, there would be nowhere for us to land. It has no solid surface in the way that Earth or Mars does, for example. So the astrological energy of Jupiter is sometimes more hot air than concrete. It can bring more hype than is warranted, or it can make promises that it can't fully deliver on. There's an illusory or a fantasy aspect to it where things look better than they really are, or they seem too good to be true, which can set Pisces up with false expectations and cause a sense of disappointment with reality, and in some cases a desire to escape reality. But Jupiter is beneficial. It brings good things into the lives of those born under its influence. It's just a matter of perspective. There's actually great opportunity when we find ourselves in a state of dissatisfaction because it allows us to envision how things can be better. One of the very positive ways that this manifests in Pisces is through their creativity. Upon finding reality dull and disappointing, the best way to remedy that is to create something you like better. And Jupiter's expansive, boundless nature provides the unlimited creative power and potential for Pisces to do that. Jupiter is not all hot air and frivolity. It also has the most gravity of any planet in our solar system. For this reason, it's associated with profound and serious wisdom. So let's switch gears and talk about Neptune. Neptune was discovered by humans in 1846. It can't be seen without modern technology, and so we've only been aware of its existence for less than 200 years. The scientists who found it named it after the Greek ocean god Poseidon, aka Neptune in Latin. Among certain groups of astrologers, the planet became associated with the spiritual mysticism movements that were popular at the time of its discovery. There was a big cultural surge of interest in metaphysical and paranormal pursuits like seances and psychic readings. For these reasons, some astrologers associated Neptune with the mystical and intuitive water sign Pisces. Neptune's discovery was also around the time that the first films and motion picture technologies were being invented, and so some astrologers believe this planet has a quality of making things look real that aren't, in the same way that when we watch a movie, it can look pretty real and it can feel pretty real and evoke very real emotional responses in us, but it's actually just a two-dimensional fictional fantasy. Because of its relatively recent discovery, not all astrologers use Neptune in their practice. And there is serious debate in the field as to whether the non-ancient planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, have any significance in astrology, let alone as rulers of zodiac signs. Astrologers who do use Neptune believe that this planet holds power over certain areas of life, which include cosmic spiritual communion, magic, psychic powers, illusion, delusion, alternate reality, dreams, dissociation, escapism, imagination, surrealism, altered states of consciousness, poison, intoxication, hallucination, sedation, substance abuse, deception, misunderstanding, confusion, dematerialization, dissolving, fog and haziness, lack of clarity, disillusionment, and disappointment. So, not all of those have a whole lot to do with Pisces, but one nice one that does, which wasn't already covered in the Jupiter segment, is the association with magic. If you're familiar with Wicca or other forms of magical practice, visualization is often a key element, where magical practitioners use visual imagination to energetically focus their will and affect a desired manifestation. The concept of manifestation brings us back to Jupiter as the granter of wishes and blessings. Jupiter tells you if you can dream it, you can make it a reality. This sign carries within them that inherent magic. Thank you so much for listening, Pisces. Leave a like if you enjoyed getting to know your planetary rulers. Comment if you have any questions. Share this with your friends or other Pisces in your life. And please subscribe. I would be so happy to have you with me.